here, 53 Graesark Undercity for the blue team. We have Great Cornholio playing a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander. Lots of great manipulation and control abilities, begins in melee combat. Alongside, NodNerb is a Ravener Alpha. There he goes, tunneling commander, great mobility, awesome offense and some support too. Begins in range combat but can get some melee weapons. And rounding off this blue team is Psycho as a Lord Commissar. Very strong offense and support, begins in melee combat with a refractor shield. And the red team, we've got triple Eldar Warlocks. First up is Flash. We have Knowledge is Power, Guard It Well, and Mahror. Looks like these guys are all using the Ulthwe army scheme, though some of them have the DLC version of it. So that's not going to be confusing at all. This is the Graesark Undercity then, the last map that I made personally. Wanted to make something a little bit bigger than my other maps perhaps. Get a bit more traversal on the army movement. So players can attack stuff from different angles and maybe used stealth units a little bit more effectively. Let them shine a little bit more with their backline play. A lot of players don't like maps that are on the larger side because they're sick of moving around, but it does open up some cool plays, I think. So I wanted to definitely get that in this map in some ways. Sentinel taking a hell of a lot of pew pew over here. Should be okay though, I think, as it starts to break line of sight. There's some Guardsmen to repair, and a Lord Commissar coming in. Mostly see him straight onto those Banshees, I think, early on. There we go. That Guardsman squad is already off the field, but Banshee's now taking fire. Lord Commissar should put his shield up here. Took another Banshee down with a pistol shot, I believe. There he goes. Shield is up, toe-to-toe with the Warlock. Now he's running away, though. Banshees need to be careful. Only 3 models. There we go. There's the retreat, so you might be able to push through. This is Mahror at the bottom. Knowledge is Power in the middle, and so is NodNerb for the blue team with double termagants. Toxin Sats can help control these Banshees that are going to be running around, although Knowledge is Power has gone triple Dire Avengers. Wants that blob of extreme shootiness early on. Can support it reasonably well with the Warlock because you have that swift movement, global and stuff like that. Get some straight up support war gear too. Enhance and that kind of thing. Do we see any war gear yet? Bit too early. I think they want to get their aspects and stuff up before. And we have a Shuriken Cannon bottom for Mahror. Great Cornholio, who's fighting over that contested point at the top for at least the early part of the game here, is got some Havocs on the way. Gonna take up position right now, and Heretics with grenade launchers. CSM, as you can see, also capping. Very central location for these Havocs. There's plenty of room to flank around them, but you're gonna make your opponent flank. Wow, lots of damage pouring onto those Heretics, dropping 3 models pretty quickly there. Double generators up for the Eldar, although one did get shot up quite a lot by the Termagants. I wonder if they actually took one down. Wasn't paying attention to these guys. They are fully in retreat now, though. Where are the Hormagaunts? Oh, here we go, capping. Ravener himself just got revived, I think, now retreating off. Sorcerer's level 2 because of that revive. Sword of Flame is up. Can be nasty against Eldar because it gives you decent DPS with the damage over time, and Coruscating Flame can make Banshees think twice about engaging. Also get investments of the Warp, expecting the Shuriken, which is on the way. More Heretics for Cornholio. Maybe I'll go double grenade launchers to help shoot down these Dire Avengers. He could keep one in melee though to help control the Banshees a little bit more. Got flanked there. Havocs get away without a model loss. Sorcerer also gets away okay, but they're going to lose the top. And CSM are in a really bad place. Really bad place. Getting shot up. I'm not sure Cornholio is paying attention. There we go. There's a retreat. They took a loss though. And if Banshees were in a little bit of a better position, might have took another. They survived the grenade barrage. Up come the Termagants, but they're getting suppressed. Now the Hormagaunts as well. The Ravener Alpha has burrowed with the Hardened Carapace. Gonna try and burrow strike. There we go. No rangers around to spot him, of course. Wonder if that will force a ranger purchase from Flash or Knowledge's power here. 2-1 cap for the red team. We're seeing 4 players fighting over the top here. Usually on this map you'll see 4 players fighting over the 2 naturals towards the southwest down there. They want to get this contested right now. Sorcerer teleports in right into the face of a shuriken though. Pretty unlucky to teleport right there. Obviously didn't know it was there. And we do see double grenade launcher heretics. They are going to do a good job ripping apart that Eldar infantry. If they can stay out of trouble themselves. They do have the support of the suppressing havoc. These guys trying to get a grenade in, I think. But they're taking tons of damage here. Havoc was set upon them and double termagants there to shoot them too. Nice grenade. Wow, really nice grenade. If he did not retreat there, that would have been a dead Chaos Space Marine squad, I believe. Because you do get a little bit of damage resistance from grenades as you retreat. So that was very quick reactions from Cornholio, and a nice grenade too. Raffen Alpha's down. I guess he was trying to burrow around back there. What's going on at the bottom? We have distortion field on this shuriken cannon. That's from the Warlock. He's got some rangers up too, so a pretty sizable and versatile tier 1. Banshees, Dire Avengers, Rangers and the shuriken. Rangers, Banshees I should say, leading the line. Not seeing any disruption from those Rangers. That was a special attack, knocking down like 2 squads there. He's forced him back to his VP, and shuriken can take up the position behind this heavy cover. Rangers will try to cap. Should have plenty to push against the shuriken, I would think, just from sheer firepower. But you never know. Might not want to risk losing that sentinel. Oh, here we go. Some missiles, but because it's got higher ground, it will struggle to hit it with auto attacks, I think. When you've got higher ground, you tend to shoot too far. There we go. Now he's getting some hits in. Tier 2 for everyone. Looks like Psycho was there first to get that missile launcher up. What's going on this contested VP? Raveners on the field for NodNerb. Most likely going to follow that up then with a Venom Brood right out in tier 2 to get that range synapse and some AV on the board. Ravener's going to burrow strike. Where are they going? Over here. I don't think it actually does damage when they strike. Just that disruption. Still pretty damn useful, of course. Traversal and disruption in one ability is always incredibly useful. Termagant's wiped out by grenade. Only one left now. He will probably replace Catachins on the field for Psycho. Now a much bigger threat to those Howling Banshees with their shotgun blast and of course their longer range disruption from their grenade launcher. What's this? Sorcerer's very upset with these generators. Level 3. Ravener on the prowl. Warlock is on capping duty. Looks like he has the Merciless Switchblade. This is Flash over here. What about his other fellas? Nothing for Knowledge and the Immolator for Mahror. What about the Commissar? He's got Bionic Eye and Aura of Discipline up. Been a while since I've seen Aura of Discipline used, actually. Maybe he'll get some Ogrins up. Oh no, he's already lost his Catachins. What the hell happened? Did they stand in and immolate too long? Psycho not happy with some perma knockback, or maybe he used the immolate and then disrupted with Rangers and then jumped in with the Warlock and then did another Ranger shot or something. That would have been pretty nasty. Unfortunately I missed it. The Commissar's down. That's just a Basilisk Flare, but he was pretty low, so he backed the hell off in a way. And Psycho did push through. Got some more Catachins on the field right now. Yeah, Rangers, says Mahror, so I guess they used their Kinetic Pulse. Oh, he's talking about Banshee special attacks. Okay. Yeah, lots of sources of disruption when you have a Warlock around. With his knockbacks and Banshee specials and Rangers. 414283. Falcon is up from Knowledge. Pretty expected. Looks like we're going to see 2 of them, and that could be very difficult to deal with if you have a whole bunch of infantry in front of 2 transports. That can be a pain in the arse. But here we see a Dreadnought. Not sure what the Falcon is doing, coming so close here. Taking rear armor hits now from the autocannon, doing a good amount of damage, as you can see, per burst. Doesn't want to get too close. He knows there's a shuriken up here somewhere, and it could have a Bright Lance very quickly. The Falcon is now giving chase. Does a reasonable amount of anti-vehicle damage, this guy. Don't think the Commissar is going to get revived here in a hurry. Wraith Lord on the way for flash. Switches out of his Falcon then. That's going to be tough to deal with up there. NodNerb is going to need some AV, I think, although we do see double Havocs from Cornholio. I like that play out in tier 2. Tyrant Guard on the way for NodNerb, not the Venom Brood then. He might regret that once he sees the Wraith Lord, because the Wraith Lord will quite easily chop through a Tyrant Guard, I think. Especially with some Banshee support from the power weapons. We've got some Warp Spiders teleporting in behind Psycho's army, who's kind of struggling down here now. Losing his Catachins and losing his Shuriken, and now his commander's down, of course. He gets some Ogryns up though, so that was the plan with the Aura of Discipline, I guess. Getting their Bonehead leader up. 367, 283. Mark of Tzeentch up on this Chaos Dreadnought. Really hard anti-vehicle, and has that nice frenzied barrage as you see there, suppressing that infantry. Big fight brewing at the top. Triple cap for the red team right now. That was Warp Throw on those Raveners. Banshees moving in with their Psychic Scream. Destructor coming off. Warlock has some really awesome weapons for engagements to either start them off or really change the tide of them. Dreadnought is happy to stand and shoot here with some repair support, but now he's being tied up by the Warlock, who goes down. Now comes the Wraith Lord. They don't want that Dreadnought shooting its very dangerous missile launcher. Plague Marines now in the field for Cornholio. Is really going pretty strong with the AV here. Getting some good shots on that Wraith Lord. That's a lot of damage. Plague Marines are, of course, snaring it with their missile launcher too. Now the Tyrant Guard trying to move, and he does have heavy melee damage. 90 odd DPS, I believe. So we'll do some work against that Wraith Lord. Nicely done by blue team. They held their line and pushed through. Would have been very tempting to just retreat out once they saw the Warlock jumping around doing warp throws and stuff, and a Wraith Lord coming in. They have done really well. Cornholio with his AV putting the pressure on the Falcon and that Wraith Lord. Wraith Lord is now being repaired by quite a few Dire Avengers, it looks like. Yeah, at least 2. Goes down. They took care of it pretty quickly there. They did have enough. Did he get the Tyrant Guard out? He did. Cornholio doing a great job there, teleporting out the Tyrant Guard while it was in shield wall. Very, very good save. That's the global ability of the Sorcerer. Blue team doing a really good job top. Shrine going up. They need to take that VP though. 2 shrines in fact. What is this? Just some Guardsmen capping. Catachans pushing through to the VP here. Ogryns looks like they took a hell of a lot of damage pushing through, but with 2 models left, they've done it. Nice to have that big fat damage soak as a Imperial Guard player, I'm sure. And the Commissar's back on his feet too. Here he is, level 3. Done some work. Got his Aura of Discipline going off. Cornholio is very far up here with his Dreadnought, and I don't think he'll be able to warp it out so quickly after warping out that Tyrant Guard, who is now fully healed up in base using that shield wall. So he can go back out. Use those capillary towers to speed him up a little bit if he doesn't have Synapse. Autarch dropped in by Flash. Tier 3 for some players now. Knowledge is Power already getting a D cannon up. And NodNerb and Psycho on their way to tier 3. Some pretty decent tier 3 timing, I think. Good time to go. Tyrant Guard can often carry you through to tier 3. Havoc's doing a lot of work with its suppression. Where is the other Havocs? And they are also suppression. He didn't get any AV from his Havocs. Went for the Plague Marines instead. Wants that layered suppression to control the 2 Warlocks and the Banshees, and of course shut down the ranged offense of the Dire Avengers, making sure also they can't get close for grenades. Those big spikes of grenades from 4 or 5 Dire Avengers is painful. 2-1 cap. VP's pretty even here. Blue team with a 60 or so VP lead. Red team capping up the bottom again though. Gonna have these contested points. Rangers and Dire Avengers doing so. This Shuriken is facing the wrong way. Don't think that's intentional. Warp Spiders fully kitted out with their Aspect and their Exarch. Can do a hell of a lot for you. Infiltrated Chaos Dreadnought. Trying to get a rear armor hit on the Falcon, I think. Wow, did a lot of damage there. Only 2 of those missiles hit. And that weren't rear armor. Oh, now it's got its energy field. He's really going in for the fight here. He must have his warp available to get out of trouble then. Oh, look at this. Autarch has her fusion gun out. Got out in tier 2. That's a change in 2.7. Got lower damage, but you now can get it in tier 2. It's also more expensive. 33 DPS melter's not bad. The Dreadnought did get warped out, it looks like. And the Falcon remains. Falcons are so tough with this energy field up. You do need to be tier 3 to get it though, and it does lower their speed, I believe. Yeah, lowers their speed by 1. Cormagaunt's really far in. Dire Avengers actually managing to grenade themselves, which is amazing. Raffin getting a special attack. Does he have a melee weapon? No. I'm not sure I was aware he had a special melee attack without having a melee weapon, but there you go. Some commanders do, like the Warp Spider, of course, and I think the Lord General does. Also, the Hive Tyrant, when he gets his Venom Cannon, has a nice special. 264, 145. 2-1 cap for the blue team still. Working really hard to hold this contested VP up here, and the Eldar are not the greatest at big toe-to-toe fights. I'm really surprised actually that Knowledge has not dipped in a bit more at the bottom of the map to try and get those two naturals locked down. Use his mobility a little bit more. Banshee's chasing the Dreadnought. They do have their Aspects of Strength, gives them that nice heavy melee spear. I think the Dreadnought will be fine here. Falcon's moving up a little bit. Are the Fire Dragons inside this thing? Oh, there weren't Fire Dragons, was it? It was the Autarch shooting a fusion gun, not Fire Dragons. I believe she's locked into that upgrade now. She can't switch to a spear or anything. It's a cool weapon though, especially given how insanely quick she is. Look at her go. She can jump around and everything. Carnifex on the way for NodNerb. Also have a Lehman Russ hitting the field. Chaos Predator also for Cornholio. They're bringing out the big guns in tier 3 relatively quickly here. Double D cannons though for Knowledge, and they're both at the top. That is dangerous. Very good tools to stop caps and stuff. There's general killiness also. What are we going to see on this Carnifex? Of course we see the Barb Strangler. Lehman Russ making its way towards the bottom to contest down there. Dreadnought's been used really well so far by Cornholio. Knows when to ease it in, knows when to put it out, knows when he has his warp available to teleport it too, of course. Warlock's level 3 here with that warp throw and that Merciless Switchblade for Flash. Surprised we haven't seen the Corrosive Devourer for the Ravener actually. It seems to be using him in melee quite a lot, trying to tie things up and that kind of thing. Carnifex suppressing the Warlock with that shot. Spore Mines have been birthed out of that Carnifex. Here's a Mahror Siege Predator tank, and that is a big threat to that Falcon. Might try and chase it down here. It's going to be dicey for the Falcon. Going to be very dicey. A couple more shots. There are D cannons getting shots off. And that might do it. That Barb Strangler shot. No, it went to the Wraith Guard. I thought that was flying towards the Falcon. That would have finished it off. Cornholio not wanting to risk losing his own Predator there. Could not get that last shot. And now there's tons of repairs coming in. Apparently he had some lag. 207, 122. Oh no, Psycho lost his Ogryns. I keep missing stuff down here. It's going to happen, I guess. Replacing his Ogryns though. And gets both of the VPs, which is really quite something considering how far down he seemed to be at one point. Level 2 Falcon. Here's a Fire Prism now Just to really piss off anyone trying to cap. There's now a fire prism. If double D cannons wasn't enough, Havoc's getting the Mark of Khorne auto cannon. Excellent damage to all targets with a small air effect. Decent range too. They're not actually set up here. You generally need to set them up after you upgrade them again. Oh, and now he has the Corrosive Devourer, the Ravener Alpha. Gives you some AV. Wraithguard losing their Spirits here. Warlock filler. There's a ton of formation from NodNerb and an Eldritch. Not sure what these Termagants are up to. Neither of them seem to do a huge amount of work, those nukes, but the Wraithguard got hurt a lot, it looks like. Can he get finished off here? I doubt it. Not sure what these guys are trying to do to this Fire Prism. What's going on bottom? Not a whole lot. Oh, quite a lot actually. Leman Russ being chased down by a Wraith Lord from Mahror. Fire Prism finishes it off. There we go. Wow, he pushed back very, very hard at the bottom. Didn't think he'd be able to deal with that Leman Russ so quickly. Don't think he expected that Fire Prism out alongside a Wraith Lord, I guess. Pretty nasty combo if the Wraith Lord can catch it. Blue team have taken the top though, and it's a good thing they have because red team are going to get both the naturals here. Bashing some gens too. What have we got around here? Got the two Havocs, both with auto cannons now. Heretics back down there too. Those that red are swarming the bottom. What's going on down there? Seems to be a lot of stuff milling around, making its way up. Look at this. Fire Prism, Wraith Lord, Warp Spiders, Rangers. Could be a nasty flank, but it is quite tight to try and get through there. Ogryns using their red and getting in. Wow, look how quick they are. It's pretty crazy. They had a Fist of Brockus up on the Commissar, it is. Ogryns not messing around. Oh, they were buffed. That's why. They were buffed by Inspired Determination. That's why they were so quick. And they smashed the hell out of that Fire Prism with that big damage buff. 164 to 98, 2-1 cap for red team. Some desperate fighting here in the middle of the map. Don't see that very often on Graesark. Double Fire Prism shooting away with some Wraithguard in the background there, fighting a tank. This Wraith Lord is really far back in enemy territory. He is using its Wraith Bone to heal up, but I don't know if it's going to get out of there. Fist of Brockus doing some heavy melee damage. Might be okay. Barb Strangler getting some shots too. That'll do some good damage to vehicles. Eldar with a 2-1 cap. But can they hold on? Blue team will surely be looking to get that natural back down there. Will NodNerb send some things down to try and help maybe? Psycho's on his own for now. What is he trying to get up, do you think? Might just want another Leman Russ here. Double cap for the red team. Trying to get the triple, but someone just died trying to cap up here. That was Mahror all the way at the top. Avatar of Cain on the field for Flash. Taking massive amounts of damage from everything, especially those auto cannons. Chaos Dreadnought getting shots in too. This could be a very important engagement for the red team because blue team, as expected, are taking a natural back. Can they get this VP? This guy, what is he doing? Is he reviving? He is reviving. Wow, the Avatar's taking a lot of damage here. Is it worth it to lose him? I don't think he's done enough to warrant being lost here. Maybe if they can get this cap, it'll be worth it. Because he is distracting a hell of a lot of stuff. Now he's trying to break line of sight, I think. Single cap here for the blue team. They did decap red's natural for a second. Avatar's going to go down, I think. A couple of more shots of that las cannon will do it. There we go. That twin las cannon takes him down and is another Marco Zinch Predator tank from Cornholio. His first one's done a really good job so far. Another Carnifex of NodNerb too. Wraithguard with some boosted movement from swift movement, I think. got shot right out of there though. Raveners used well. Not easy to have the wherewithal to get your melee Raveners in this late in the game with lots of stuff around. Lots of craziness. Red team straight back onto that blue team natural though. There's another Leman Russ here. Ogrin's to lead the line. Are we going to see Inspired Determination again? That was pretty amazing what they did with it before. Is it like a... what is it? 3.5 speed buff. Wow. Warp Spiders with their Haywire Grenade. There is the Fist of Brockus. Stops all of his infantry units in range being killed. They'll still lose health. Ogrin's and the Commissar himself going after that Wraith Lord in melee combat. And they take it down with the help of the Leman Russ. He's picking his engagements well here. Is Psycho. Down goes the Fire Prism too. Wow. He used the Basilisk Flare to really turn that engagement there. The Fire Prisms naturally got closer because of that flare messing up their range. And he dealt with some stuff there really well. What's going on top? It's uncapped. Banshee's being sneaky. Oh, getting in behind onto those Havocs there. Looks like Cornholio lost one of his tanks and lost one of his Havocs on the way somewhere. This is a melee Carnifex though. This is bad news for Banshee. He's trying to charge through and finish them off. Oh, he helps finish them off. That charge did some damage, I think. 33-79, very, very close on the VPs. Rippers spawned out of the Carnifex. Raveners again using their melee very well. Late game. Dark Flames on those Dire Avengers there. Blue team looking strong at the top. Red team unable to settle up here for a while. More Fire Prisms on the way. Is there going to be enough though? Oh, we have a Providence Warlock capping. And that's an Eldritch, I think. Nope, it's a Singularity. Warlock, I think, is going to be able to finish his cap. He's on half health. Providence is wore off. No, he can't finish it. 33-79. There is a webway down here. Yes, there is. Red team. Oh, look at this. Flash looking pretty thin now. Just Wraithguard and double Dire Avengers. And that could be it. Because he's so depleted at the top, they won't be able to contest this contested VP, and blue team might be able to see this 2-1 out. Flash asking for everyone top perhaps to get those last 33 VPs, and it's not a bad idea. It looks like Mahror is responding here. Flash letting his teammates know he has a storm, which could set up a really nice push. More shrines going up. Nice to see shrines going up. Cornholio seems to be a fan of them. Chaos Space Marines at level 3 with their Eternal War. The Dreadnought, the heroic, or rather dastardly Chaos Dreadnought that did so well for so long, did eventually go down. Here we go then. Is this the final push from the Eldar players? 33-52 on the VPs. There's the Demonic Shield to protect that tank. Not sure exactly the damage resistance it gives you. 35% apparently. Also have the Icon of Zinch. There is the Storm. Using it to take out one of the shrines. Down goes the other. Was that really the best usage of it? Not sure. But red team certainly are pushing in. That Dire Avengers trying to cap over there. Double Fire Dragons doing massive amounts of damage to that Carnifex. And again the Ravenous Burrow striking in. Have been used really well throughout for NodNerb. These guys level 4 right now. Blue team hold on to the top though. They stood firm. I don't think that Eldritch was used to the greatest effect. If he was a little more patient with it, could have got a better Eldritch and might have helped them get the cap, maybe. Blue team are going to see it off here with a double. There we go. Everyone on the blue team, big fans of Eldar, as you can see. Let's look at these heroes. End of the game. Level 9 Sorcerer. Did lots of good stuff. That warp save of the Tyrant Guard was pretty cool to see. Level 4 Ravener Alpha was fully kitted out by the end. Synapse Aura for damage. and the Corrosive Devourer, level 5 Lord Commissar. Good usage of these Ogrins. What level do these guys get to? Level 2. Level 6 Warlock for Flash. Level 8 for Knowledge. And level 3 for Mahror. Knowledge is fully kitted out. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.